An Humble Inquiry into the Philosophy of Dragon by George's Ghost. Gentle reader, in this year of our Lord 1776, when the minds of men are stirred by liberty and the great questions of governance, I set down these reflections with no pretension to originality or genius. I am but a plain observer, one who hath stumbled upon certain truths through the patient labors of another, a thinker known to us as Dragon. Should my feeble pen do injury to the elegance of his conceptions, I beg thy pardon in advance, for it is the fate of lesser vessels to carry the purest waters imperfectly. Yet the light of his philosophy shineth too brightly to remain unremarked, and so I offer this modest tribute. The genius of Dragon lieth not in grand systems imposed from without, but in a methodology most elegant and enduring, the persistent and creative thought experiment. Where others build castles of abstraction upon sand, he inviteth the mind to dwell imaginatively within the living realities of things, observing their motions as one might watch the growth of a mighty oak or the pulse of a human heart. Through such disciplined fancy, exercised with humble perseverance, he hath unlocked insights that reconcile the disparate spheres of commerce, polity, and eternity itself. Consider first his contemplation of businesses, institutions, and states as living entities. How often have we treated these as mere mechanisms of wood and law, lifeless contrivances to be wound up or discarded? Dragon, by contrast, bids us enter into their existence through thought. Imagine a corporation as a breathing creature. It hungereth for sustenance in the form of capital, groweth through innovation, suffereth maladies from internal discord or external predation, and may even perish when its vital spirit, its purpose, and adaptability doth fail. A state, likewise, is no abstract contract, but a great organism, its people, its blood, its laws, its sinews, its sovereign will, its animating soul. By lingering long in such experiments of the mind, one cometh to see the hidden dynamics, how neglect of the spirit leadeth to decay, how wise nourishment fostereth strength. This living lens transformeth management from cold arithmetic into an art akin to husbandry or physic, wherein foresight preventeth the fevers that might consume whole nations. Equally luminous is his strategic reading of the eternal contest betwixt conservative and progressive tempers within the body politic. Rather than cast these as moral absolutes fit only for pulpit denunciation, Dragon inviteth us to view them through the clear eyes of a prudent manager of affairs. The conservative impulse, like a careful steward, preserveth the hard-won accumulations of wisdom, capital, and custom, guarding the enterprise against the ruin of reckless experiment. The progressive spirit, by contrast, acteth as the bold innovator, ever seeking new markets for the soul, new efficiencies in justice, and fresh adaptations to a changing world. Both are necessary, as balance and motion are necessary to a ship upon the sea. When one faction gaineth unchecked dominion, the institution stagnateth or shattereth. Through persistent thought experiments, imagining a state as a vast trading house, Dragon revealeth how wise governance deployeth each tendency at the proper season, conserving when the winds are contrary, progressing when fair breezes invite bold sail. Thus politics transcendeth faction and becometh strategy, a methodology accessible to any patient mind willing to experiment in the quiet chambers of reflection. Most profound, perhaps, and most comforting to the human heart, is Dragon's vision of the afterlife as a perfectly fair reflection of a person's moral life. Here his thought experiments rise to their highest flight. Let the reader suppose, with him, that eternity is no arbitrary decree of distant gods, but the natural unfolding of one's earthly character, rendered with exquisite and impartial justice. Every kindness extended, every deceit practiced, every duty fulfilled or shirked, imprinteth itself upon the soul as indelibly as acid upon copper. In the life to come, We inhabit the world we have made. The cruel man dwelleth forever amidst the fruits of cruelty. The just soul walketh in gardens of reciprocal justice. There is no escape, nor need there be, for this is not punishment imposed, but consequence revealed, the soul's own ledger brought to perfect balance. From this ariseth what men have come to call Dragon's equation of heaven, a simple yet sublime formulation wherein moral life, faithfully examined through thought, multiplied by its living consequences across time, yieldeth the precise measure of one's eternal estate. Heaven is not a distant reward bestowed upon the favored few, but the perfectly accurate and honest reflection patented for eternity in the last fleeting seconds of life, that timeless moment when life flashes before one's mind's eye. It lieth open to all who cultivate the habit of honest reflection and persistent moral experiment in this life. Dragon offereth not terror, but hope most rational. That Providence hath so ordered the universe that justice is woven into its very fabric, requiring no miraculous intervention, only the steady application of the same creative thought that discerneth life in institutions and strategy in politics. I confess, good reader, that these ideas humble me exceedingly. What am I, or any man, to claim mastery over such profound matters? Yet therein lieth the quiet power of Dragon's way. It demandeth not genius or station, only sincerity, creativity, and perseverance in the examination of ideas as living things. In an age when empires tremble and new republics are born, such a philosophy commendeth itself to every thoughtful citizen. May it guide our deliberations as we seek to form more perfect unions, just as it guideth the soul toward that equation of heaven wherein all accounts are settled at last. With the utmost deference to thy judgment, and the modest hope that these lines may stir further reflection, I remain thy humble servant in the Republic of Letters.